Hello, hello. Well, now this works. Oh, interesting. That's how it works. All right. Sorry. I put it on, then YRD took his turn. It's an interesting game. This is definitely a game I'll commentate about. When it's over with. It's an interesting game. This is definitely a game I'll. Is my volume low? Let's see. No, it's just hello. Hey, Exile. Let's see. No, it's just hello. No, it's still pretty low. Let me increase my volume. Hello, hello. Hello. Is this better? Okay, this should be a little better. Hopefully. Let me know in the chat if my volume's low. Yeah, sorry, I had my stream open. That's the reason why I was echoing. I'm having a great game against Water D. I was saying. It's an interesting matchup. I think it's definitely a good lead matchup because I think both factions have really good tools against each other. Storm Goblins versus Polar Dwarves. I don't think Water D is someone to. I'm tempted to play my turn on stream just because I don't think Water D is the type of person to. I'm not sure if he watched the stream, and if he does, I don't think he would um, snipe my hand. So, Jexic and Prophet just had an incredible game. We'll watch it on stream. So now the bracket is kind of all open. So if I win all my games, I'll advance with Exile. If I lose a game and Prophet wins all his games, then Prophet advances. If Prophet loses a game, and I lose a game, then it comes to tiebreakers, which between me, Jexic, and Prophet. And I think based off that would come down to who you beat. Yeah, so I think it would come down to a three-way tie, which means that would come down to faction strength. In which case, I think I win. But we'll see once, just because I have Storm Goblins. Actually, Prophet might win because he has High Elves, and High Elves is very underplayed. Yeah, it just ended. Exile, he lost. We'll be watching that game though. That was I was following it through. It looks like an incredible game. Yeah, so Jexic ends 5-3. Uh, Prophet. So it's basically between me, Prophet, and potentially Water D. There's a interesting scenario where Water D goes 3-0 in his last three games, and then it's tied with me, Prophet, and Jexic. In which case, Water D should go through based off. That's actually an interesting scenario. I'm not actually sure how that works. He would have the lowest FW. Oh, you lost to Water D? Okay, never mind. Water D would go through. So Water D would go through if because Exile lost him, so he would have the highest strength of victory. So yeah, we'll see. It'll come down to I guess my game versus Water D, and if Prophet can win all his games. Yeah, head to head would be a round robin because Jexic beat me, I beat Prophet, and Prophet beat Jexic, so that shouldn't matter. And then if Water D is added to it, then it would be basically Water D beat me, lost to everyone else, and so it would be just another round robin. And so head to head, total wins would be next. I see. Yeah, total wins. I'm not sure. So Water D would lose on that. Uh, Potentially I win on that. I'm not sure what Prophet. If Prophet went 8-0 in this first group, he would go first. But anyways, if I need to win all my games basically. If I win all my games, it shouldn't matter. Uh, I'm a little bit nosy. Don't time me out, please. I'm down to 16 hours in that. My first 2 days were brutal this week, so I couldn't really play too many turns. Um, but yeah, it's a fun game. Anyways, let's watch some replays. Actually, let's first look at other groups, how people are doing. There's some really big names which are not going to make it next round. I saw that Massimo, Nestle, Bean, uh, potentially Profit are not going to make the next round, so that's incredible. Very competitive series this year. So don't feel bad if you got out early. Um, it just it's a brutal. Too many good players these days. Alrighty. Let's look at the different. So this one's still up in the air, basically for the second slot. I mean, all three of these players, one person will basically have to be dropped out, which is sad. Guildmaster has it on lock, and Davoud should have it on lock also, unless he loses both his games and loses to Fubbo. So Fubbo has a chance if he beats Davoud and Davoud loses his other game against Mr. Plaid. Exile's a shoot through, and then I talked about it's either probably me, it's either Jexic, me, or Profit will get through. It's either me or Profit actually. In the end of the day, it's either me or Profit because I have the how much. So let's see Profit from last round. Sorry, I'm spending so much time on this, but I have a vested interest myself. Did Profit go 8-0 last round? Because I went 7-1, so I would have slightly higher. What's Profit's? Let me just look it up. You also went 7-1? Okay. So then it would go to Islay's Strength of Victory, which should be tied. We'll see. Anyways, either me or Profit, it's looking like. Going on to that, cool. So we went through my group. Next up is Brighter Later. They messaged me, I think, at some point. But great to see a new name. Astro didn't make it. It was nuts. Though Astro still has a chance. Basically, what's their tiebreaker versus... They'd have to... Burning Bullets would have to lose, and Snag would have to lose, and then Astro lost to Snag, so most likely not, actually. Would there be some weird... Did he beat Burning Bullets? No, he lost that one. I think we saw that one. So yeah, Astro's out. Dead Silence is also out. Some big names. Oh, it's the column in row 2. I see. It's hard to say. I mean, me and Prophet are tied because he's played one less game than me, or finished one less game than me. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna keep going. I didn't realize Astro was out. Damn. Poor Astro. This group is still wide open. Run still has a shot if they win their last 2 games. Do they have a tiebreaker on Bradolf? Let's see. They won against Bradolf, yeah, so Run has a good chance. So looking like Homeworld or Magic Onion. So anyways, it could be anyway. Who did he lose to? He lost to Magic Onion, so Magic Onions has a chance also. So all 4 of these have a chance of making it. Very competitive still. And then we have this group. We have, sorry, I keep getting texts. And then in this group, we have Ascriel, Purse Warden, Magnifico, and Peter TVZ. So it's already looking like it's going to be Ascriel and Purse Warden. Nice to see the return of Purse Warden. Haven't seen him in a while. Sad that Nestle and Magnifico will not make it. Peter PVZ is also a great player. Meiji Halfling's also a newer player, really good. Passive Assassin I've seen in a while. Um, this group is still very competitive. Also, we have Air and Dark Thrami. Dark Thrami finally lost a game. The luck of I'm just kidding. No, Dark Thrami is a great player. Orange Lazarus potentially doesn't make it. Interesting. This group is still wide open. Dildo Baggins can even make it. Bean is out, sadly. Um, all right, next group. Massimo's out, which is nuts. Most of these names I don't really know. I know Meddling Moon, good player. Lacania. My God, I can't pronounce names. Lacania is doing well, potentially going through. Demi Ace, I don't know the name of. Phobos, I think I've seen that name before, but I don't know them too well. But cool to see new up-and-comers coming. Some new names. And then last group, Solitaire, I only know from Ladder, and they seem to be doing very well. And then last spot can either be Bazo or Fiddle. Let's see. What is Fiddle's tiebreaker against Bazo? They won, so it'd be Fiddle in Solitaire would make it. Depending on this game. Let's see how it's going. Hey, Nestle, how you doing? Oh my God, this game looks over. Is there anything here? Maybe Eddie has some nuts. Yeah, this game looks pretty over though. Cool to see Solitaire make it to the last group with Fungal Dwarves. That's sick. So most likely it's going to be Fiddle versus, it's going to be basing Bazo and Solitaire. Very cool. Alrighty. Let's watch some games. Let's first watch. Jexic wanted me to watch, and also I wanted to watch this because I didn't want to see the beginning of it. This Prophet Jexic. So Sand Goblins, Drake's Son. Interesting matchup. I don't know who wins that. It seems like both factions just have really good tools against each other, so it's hard to know. You probably have to play like Astro played against me when he was playing against my Storm Goblins, where you kind of play back with Pyra. Just you're being afraid that Pyra gets chipped down and dies, and then once Pyra's down to only a couple of health, then Storm Goblins have so many tools to go in. Alrighty. Yeah, let's check this out. So basically, yep. Prophet Sand Goblins, Jexic on the Drakes. Let's see. Oh, wait. I think I have Fast Ice. Let me switch that quickly. Oh, quick animation's off on this. Okay, on this account, quick animation's off. Okay, good. All right. Okay, going for the 10 health gate. Basically, threatening this 10 health gate, trying to prevent a super gate, or at least making the super gate more threatening for Prophet. But I guess a 3 out of 3. See a motor upgrade. Protecting Kruskir. It's hard to get a flying unit to hit Kruskir. Curious if they whiffed. I'd be curious to ask Prophet if they whiffed if he would use motor. I'm assuming you would in this situation. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm wrong. I didn't see the gate on the side, so there still is a chance to get at Krusk. All right, Krusk down early. So lots of pressure by Jexic, as you'd expect from the player in the faction. All right. Argument here to motor. Yeah. I think if I was Prophet there, I definitely would have motored. Just because I don't I mean, I guess in this case it's actually better for Rain of Fire. This is actually better to do this way. Ah, is it? Because you're always going to get double Rain of Fire. But Scavenger or 1 or 2 usually doesn't matter against most factions. And you lose a card, but you also get damage on Pyra. I guess he was probably very afraid of some type of Rain of Fire or the other one cost event, or the Firestorm or Rain of Fire would both kill these Scavengers. Yep, 2 free kills. Curious if he moves Pyra, yeah. So Pyra a little bit exposed this turn, so Sand Goblins can potentially punish, but this is very threatening position for Prophet. It also gets damage on the gate, which is also pretty big. Ooh, okay, Slits. Slits punish. Double gate so Crust doesn't get flanked. Interesting, Thruster on the gate. I guess the gate's going to go in front of Krusk is the idea, but the gate might just die this turn. Alright, Pyre taking a ton of damage. Ooh, that's a big hit. So Pyre down to 3 now. Very scary against the Sand Goblins. So many different combos can kill Pyra right now. So yeah, Pyra to the back row makes complete sense. And I completely agree with Jexic's assessment that Pyra needs to be as far away as possible. Let's think. Is there actually... there might be a kill here, actually. Let's see. So, Prophet's at 2. No, you'd need some type of carry play. Yeah, I don't see it. Let's see. Yeah, no, Crust can't carry. Crust here, maybe? 1, 2, 3. No, it doesn't really matter in this case. Yeah, you'd have to have some carry play. There's no kill here. But with Slits, the range of Sand Goblins can be nuts. Yeah, there's nothing there. You're expecting Prophet to trap Pyra instead? Yeah, I think he was just afraid of Crust's life. Let's check out how they would have done that. Yeah, so you could have easily you could have had a unit. Well, let's see what Prophet had in hand. He had a Scavenger in hand. What's his last card? So what you're saying is that you'd have Krusk here, Pyra here. I think he's just afraid of Crust dying there. But there is definitely an argument for a Rentrat here, and then keeping it alive. Yeah, that's probably the play. I agree. This is a little bit of a mistake. Rent should be here. That way, Pyra, you basically have to... Pyra would be very isolated then, and you'd basically have to summon another dragon, basically, which he did have. He did have Cinderwing, so at the end of the day, it didn't matter. But, yeah. It is a good idea, especially if... 1, 2... Wait, no, I'm wrong, right? Because flying, the unit would have to start there. So yeah, Pyro would kind of be stuck here if Prophet put this here. Great call, Exile. You're completely right. Because it would have to be... Yeah, there's no way that Pyro would end up here or here. Yeah, a little bit of a mistake by Prophet. Prophet should have had the Rentrat here. And then Gate slides over here, and then Pyro's in a really weird spot for next turn. Yep, exactly. Without recall or blazing, and the good thing about the play Exile is that you only sacrifice a Rentrat, so it doesn't actually matter that much. Yeah, recall would be the thing, and he hasn't played any recalls yet. So basically, I mean, it's worth it because it's lethal, and the only thing which you're sacrificing differently is a Rentrat. You're basically giving up a magic for potential lethal if he doesn't have the right hand. So I think Exile's right. My brain's too cooked. Oh, okay. Motor's the dragon. Interesting. Anyways, Pyra gets out. Curious if Jexic keeps Rise or not. Oh, interesting. Doesn't discard anything. Still has Dragoon, I guess. I always forget that Dragoons are 0 costs. Okay. Yeah, really going for this gate. Probably doing typical keep away with us Sand Goblins. Slits is looking pretty dead. He can also Krusk into the corner this turn. I wonder if he moves the gate also. I guess it matters what lives. Brimstorm taking some damage. Detonates the gate on Brimstorm. Doesn't want the gate dying, and also wants to get the damage back. This is such a Jexic play, but I think it's the right play. Just get Brimstorm in there. Brimstorm's dead. Might as well get some damage out of it. And if it lives, it also potentially takes 2 attacks to kill this. So, ooh, only rolls a 1. Nice thing about this play by Prophet is also the Scavenger lives another turn. Unless, yeah. So potentially 2 value out of the Scavenger. This is looking tricky for Jexic. Let's see how he comes back from this. All right, bring the Rider back to protect it. Also to get out of the way for the Scavenger to move into that spot. This would be a sick turn to what is it, the Dragonfire? All right. Oh, pretty big kill area. Cinderwing's out of there. Does he get the 2 for 2? He does. Nice. Okay. Still has Rise. Threatening. Crust potentially down the turn with the right setup. Yeah, Rentra here to prevent the summon. Can you still get a Rise this turn, though? Raise, not Rise. Raised. Okay, Krusk was out of the way. So I don't think you can anymore. I think if Krusk was there, though, you'd be able to. 1, 2, 3. Uncle Sparks! Oh, we got Mega Sparks. Interesting. Mega Sparks. I wonder if Prophet's other detonate must have been. Anyways, I don't spoil anything. All right. Ooh, the 6 for 6. All right, that's pretty big. So the good thing is that you can detonate. The bad thing is that Sparks is 5 magic. So getting 5 magic in this game is not looking good. All right, attacking Raise. Ooh, that's brutal. That's brutal. Ideally, you'd want Raise to be at the 2 attack threshold, but now it's looking like Raise will need at least 3 attacks to, without any other shenanigans. All right. Oh, gets the 5 for 5. That's nuts. All right, now this is looking good. Somehow Jexic's bringing this back. That's pretty nuts. Now it's looking very scary. I mean, we know what Jexic's hand is. But if you thought Jexic's hand was all commons, this would be super duper scary if not lost for Prophet. 2 champions on. Prophet's only down to 1 card. Sparks at 2. Crust gets 6. Uh, Ideally, the last card would be a Scavenger or a Detonate. Scavenger or Detonate would both be good here. Alright, does he kill Rays? That's the first thing. Okay. He kills it, nice. And then potentially some damage on Cinderwing. Yeah, I guess the 2 for 2, nice. Okay. Nice, yeah. Killing Sparks is super important here. Otherwise, double Thruster will win almost every endgame. Alright, is he able to kill the Rider? Is the big thing. Oh, interesting. Chooses to go for Krusk. Huh. I wonder if that's the right play or not. Let's see. So how did... Okay, so what happened here? Did Jexic use the... Interesting. He used the Ember ability on Krusk. I guess the thing about killing this Rider is both Embers get destroyed. But if you're able to somehow kill both the Rider and Sparks, this looks very hard for Krusk, especially locked into this corner. Interesting. I can see why Jexic did it. He didn't want to take the damage of both the Ember Outrider and Cinderwing, the explosion damage, and potentially the last card's like a... If the last card's like a Scavenger, then it looks really bad. But the issue is that his last 2 cards are Recall and Firestorm, which are both useless with Pyro over here. Interesting, okay. So decides to go for Crust. So to Jexic's credit, Cinderwing underrolled here. So Cinderwing... So technically Crust should be down to 3, given average luck. Guess the 2 for 2. That's really big, actually. That's a big 2 for 2. And then 3 for 3? No, only 2. Oh, last card is a Rider. Okay. Okay, now this looks... I mean, if Cinderwing lives, still a chance. No, I guess... okay, now it's over. Ooh, Firestorm, nice. Oh, that's a sick Firestorm! Firestorm to get the damage on the Rider from the explosion. Nice job, Jexic. That's a sick turn, Jexic. Seems slightly too late, but that's still sick. Bam. GG's. That was a great game. It looks so doomed for Jexic, and then somehow he bring it back. And like bring it to this end game, which, you know, is nuts. Great game by both players. Alrighty. Let's watch some more games. All right, let's watch another group. All right. Yeah, I agree, Nestle. Dragon champions they might have the best champion pool in the game in terms of fitting the deck. Just fit every single situation is covered by them. All right, let's watch something from... let's watch a game from every group, at least. Alright, SC versus SE. At SC games. Let's see, what's a matchup which is interesting here? Shadow Elves versus Isle Vacant. That sounds like fun. 2 of the players in the top. Let's see that. We also haven't watched any Shadow Elves games yet, so good time to start. So 2 of the top players in this group playing each other. Potentially this match has a lot of importance for the tiebreakers. While this is loading, let me get some water. All right, we are back. SHIV is quite Ivy fair. I think it's quite hard one to play though from both sides. Yeah, Ivy. The more like I said last stream, the more I play Ivy, the more I realize just how complicated they are. Mostly because like they might be the only S tier faction. You could argue Filth maybe. No, Savannah Elves. Savannah Elves would be the closest, but I think they're more complicated than Savannah Elves just because Savannah Elves have a few discards which are obvious. Um, I mean just one, but I think just the economy is nuts. Um, just like I don't know any other. Yeah, besides Savannah Elves, I think would be the closest representation, like S tier faction, which has such a weird discard. Like all their cards are really good in different situations, and they also cost a lot, so it's really hard to know which ones you need to play. Uh, Alrighty, Cubos. I don't know who this player is, but they're doing well. All right, Seeker back 2. Seeker back 1, Seeker back 2. I think Seeker back 1 is better. Alright, Roko doing Roko things. Come at me while I dance away to safety. Alright, we get the Seeker Mage. Nice, gets to block the forward gates position also with this play. This gate's interesting. I'm not sure if I like this gate. I think I'd probably just discard this gate. I think it's not irrelevant. Argument to put it one step forward, but then it blocks spaces. This gate's like preparing for this. So this gate actually worked out in the end. Because it prepared for this eventuality. So what do I know? Alright, kills a Seeker, but at the same time sacrifices a fighter with an equipment. Not sure if that's worth it. This gate is also really weird for Isle Vikid, in my experience, playing. Like, this gate, it looks good on paper, but then you realize how much you want Roko involved, and it just blocks this lane. So, in general, I just like gates on this side when I've been playing. Or forward gates. Like, it's either forward gates, I think this gate is a bait majority of the time, unless Roko's like really low. In which case, the gate should just be on the second row or the first row. At least that's my experience. I'm not sure if Nestle agrees or not. All hail the B1 gate. The one gate which I don't understand which Nestle does is the Tundra Oryx, B1 gate on a Tundra, or is it C1 gate? Like that one, just visually doesn't look good, but it works for him. So who am I to say? That gate is only good if you're contesting an opponent gate. Makes sense. All right, this is looking a bit scary for Roko. What's the plunge here? I see. Okay. I like it. Awkward position. Get Roko out of there. Does he get the dice? Yes. He does. Interesting. This is I'm not sure why Roko's here. Roko should stay. This just allows for 2 lanes to be attacked. Okay. Oh, nice Q play by Cubeless. Just repositioning the gate. I like that a lot. This gate over here was slightly out of the way. This one's more aggressive. They can threaten the gate more, get units in the fray better. I like it. I like it. Yeah, awkward. Doesn't get the 2 for 3. That's big. Doesn't free up the gate spot. Anytime you can kill a knight, it's always worth it against Shadow Elves. Just lots of value. It's like knights are lots of value. 2/5s for 1 is absurd. But at the same time, if you're able to kill a lot of them, Solendar is all of a sudden at 9 health without being exposed. It's one of like the main win conditions when you play Storm Goblins or Sand Goblins against Solendar is really just focusing down knights. Damn, 3 Seekers on board. Okay, we get a Sokka. Oh, this is a sick play. Oh, wait. I would have went for this. This is really cool. The Dancer, sick play by Guy Teach. Interesting. Goes for Solendar. Do I like that? What's the... I think I would went for the Seeker. A little bit of a risk. But yeah. I like this play though. That was a very cute play by Guy Teach. The Dancer Islands Might to get 2 flanks. Yeah, that's why I don't... Basically, you're sacrificing Sokka for 3 damage on Solendar. That's why I don't like this play too much. Alright, second Island's Might. Finally has 2 more gates. Again, I don't like this gate much. Gate should be down here, if anything. I guess this is actually not the worst. Heh. Yeah, it's not the worst, actually. The more I think about it. Because you can keep the Dancer here, keep Rokoing down this lane. But you can do that without the gate also. So yeah, this gate I'll just put over here or something. Get some reinforcements on this side. But this is an interesting game. Guy Teach potentially at Watu range soon. But Q Bolos very ahead on economy. Or at least in card. So basically, it's big Watu turn or bust. This is a nice play, making so that Rocco has to hit 3 for 3s. Wait, why won't you Dancer back? I'm confused by this play. I guess the idea is that there's only one lane to go down. This would be good if there was like a... Yeah, I a little bit disagree with this. I think it would be good if there was a Crab Knight here, but... Alrighty, Watu. Let's see if Watu gets some good value here. Oh, gets the 3 specials, nice. Kills 2. The issue here is that you have 8 cards as Shadow Elves. Oh, this is kind of cute, cool. So I like the Lucian here. It's like Watu has to kill units so you can get boost regardless. Eh? Why is Lucian exposed? I dislike. I think you're gonna play that a lot more conservative and just guarantee the Watu kill. I dislike that play, especially because Guy Teach only has one unit left. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day, but it kind of was a little bit of a lowered a little bit the win probability. Let's say it that way. I mean, this game is pretty over at this point. Yeah, this gate's also kind of made this the only play that Guy Teach could do. That's the issue. Yeah, the spite skin also gives boost. Yeah. You discard everything to summon him and end up with no units to summon him after killing everything. He's a really expensive event. Yeah, he's a really expensive event, but the cool thing about him, which better than an event, is that your opponent has to deal with him, right? An event gets played, and then afterward the event's gone. With Watu, at least, the amazing thing about it is that it blows things up, and then your opponent has to spend a turn blowing it up or running away, one of the two. Alright, now this is this is impossible. Even before this, like, Seeker, with this many Seekers, you have infinite amount of, like, Okay, he's playing really safe. Might as well, especially in a tournament game. Get the win. Get the win. This is so funny. This is the keep away. You could have been even meaner here. But anyways, this game's over. GG's. Great game by both players. Some cute plays by both. I think mostly To be honest, I think it was the gate positioning was not the best. Plus, I think there are one or two turns. I think it's just a very complicated matchup. Also, I think I would have prioritized more Crab Knights over Watu. Crab Knights are just really good against factions which have against Shadow Elves. Crab Knights seem pretty good, unless especially when they play. I guess you'd be a little bit afraid of Seeker shenanigans, but outside of that, pretty good. Great game. All right, let's watch a game here, and I really want to watch the Davoud Guildmaster game. Yeah. All right, this is an interesting matchup. What do you think about this matchup, Exile? I'd say it's probably pretty 50-50. Yeah, I'd say potentially slightly MV favored because I think they're the more overall solid deck, but definitely maybe it's like 52% MV, something like that. All right, summon a Slinger, get some damage on an Advisor. Interesting choice by Davoud. Curious why the Slinger. The one thing which it does help with is blocks the gate spot, I'd say. But interesting choice to summon the Slinger first. All right, Collar's in. Collar the Brute. Has Davoud killed a unit yet? I don't think so. Let's see. This might be the first unit. All right, gets it. Nice, nice. Missed one damage on the knight for some reason. Oh, did he not push the knight? Yeah, he could push the knight back. Was it because of the collar? Uh, doo -doo. All right, now has the patented, very tanky front line. Very conservative by. It's interesting to see these. I know Guildmaster's a really good player. Ooh, these dice have been bad. I would have metaphorically busted my load. You know, this would have been an inside turn definitely. I guess I had no card draw outside of Advisor, so that's potentially why. But now they're left in this awkward spot with the two insights in hand. So you definitely use the insight here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, doesn't even use it. Interesting. I wonder if they discarded insight then. Ooh. Dice have not been good for Guildmaster, I'll say that. Last two turns. Ooh, Torridon. Davoud down to patented. Davoud has no cards, but tries to get the tempo win. Damn, that's a triple attack on Edia. Who would have thought? Crazy. Edia's in a really shitty spot now also. Especially with this gate. Not even with this gate. Alrighty. The issue here is Torridon. How do you deal with it? Especially with Edia. I guess Edia still can take 2 attacks. So has 2 turns left. This is tricky. Oh, these whiffs are so bad. Interesting. This is an interesting decision here by, and I kind of agree with it. The idea here is that Torridon needs to get low. Some unfortunate whiffs here. Also, but the idea here is that you can kill this fighter, almost guaranteed. But then Torridon gets 2 attacks on you, basically, almost guaranteed also. No, maybe it is worth it. 1, 2. Does trample work through not only through commons? Tornado would be still at 12 is the idea here. But yeah, just really bad dice. And then you could deal Torridon. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. I'm bad. But I was thinking he still has the end of turn draw. My fault. I forgot how this faction works. Never mind. Good play by Guildmaster. Okay, Eddie is still in it. Potentially can kill Torridon next turn. And the good thing is that they're way ahead on card draw. They also have a Ramming Advance in hand. Alright, Eddie down to 1. They are getting goaded though. Alright, Seek. Torridon should die here. Okay, I like it. Blocking off this lane also with this knight. Alright, Eddie. Alright, gets the 2. Oh, literally just gets the 2. That's nuts. I mean, they still would have had to end of phase damage, but that's scary. That is very scary. Ooh, again, the dice have been really bad for Guildmaster. Oh, did Davoud think that this worked? So this doesn't actually work on champions. I tried this before. It looks good, but it doesn't work on champions. Quinn is still a good champion, though. Like, I thought this... When I first summoned Quinn, I thought the exact same... I was against Chibata's Cloaks, I think. And I thought that worked. You talked to him after the game. Yeah, Quinn would be, I think, really busted if that worked. So I'm happy it doesn't work. Yeah, I thought also it doesn't work on summoners. All right. This is a little bit scary for Davoud, but he has the fighter play, the Bean Special. This is sick. Nice. Now it just needs to hit the 1 for 3. But very all-in, but needs to win here. Interesting. This is a cool game. So let's see. Of course, Guildmaster was probably not expecting that. I think both ramming advances were used. Could they have prevented this from happening? So this is the end of the turn. Yeah, they could have easily just summoned a unit here and lived. Ah, but sick play by Davoud still. Really cool play. Because I think they're probably, yeah, they're very likely winning. I mean, yeah, at least in board state. Of course, the dice would have to go the right way. Maybe it's a little more competitive than I thought. Let's see. It still probably would have went either way. It was still hard, but anyways, GG's. GG's. Sundervet's still at 12, which is nice. And his Davoud's hand is still good. Oh, can't see it right now. Davoud's hand. Yeah, this hand's still really solid. So potentially a shot of winning this game, even if this didn't hit, but would have been a lot closer, definitely. Nice ending. The Bean Special. Alrighty. We already watched the game from my group. Let's watch a Brighter Later game. Brighter Later. Ooh, let's see how he won ST versus Polar Dwarves. I'm currently facing Water D with this one, so let's see this game. How did you win this? Cool units, SC, SG, ST, SC. I mean, Wayfarers. That's a cool roster to bring. At some point, we should also watch some Snag Frogs games, but when the game's over, we'll watch it. link. Let me reload it. There was some type of error before. Where was it? Oh, we're in the next group. Alrighty, let's watch some ST play. Shattered Wall. That's a great Polar Doors name. Nice. I like this gate. Nice forward gate. Double Witch is interesting. I'm not sure, but it does at least allow you to make the chain. I'm not sure if I'd do Double Witch here, but I like the gate. I can see the idea. Okay, they get the Witch. Interesting gate here. The gates are kissing. All right. Hmm. Okay, just get some trading back and forth. Recharge, I'm assuming to... You can do the brutal recharge here, get the double attack on Yarm Wound, yeah. Was the Volt Swapper necessary? I guess it's to keep Thrax safe. Yeah, it makes sense there. Also, you get the Witch back, which is nice. Nice play so far. I think the only thing I've done differently so far is the double... I think I'm a little bit more conservative. I'm not sure if it's a mistake or not, but me personally, I would not have double witched. But really solid ST play so far. As Castinho as always. Hey, Kowloon. Yeah, we're gonna watch definitely a Snag DG game later. Sorry, let me rechat. I don't mean to be missing these turns. Um, how did the PD-ST matchup go? I think it's pretty 50-50. To be honest, like parapets are just a pain and a half to deal with as ST, and you can also like do like crazy parapet plus was ice repair. Uh, I'll go over my game with YRD eventually, but when it's over. But he's doing a good job. Like basically, he uses his champion, which gives one extra health to all structures, and that's just even more of a pain as ST. The one advantage you do have as ST is um, both discharges are super good in this matchup, as well as you can arguably trade better, to be honest. Uh, like outside of like Big Fortress, you can trade better. But I think it's pretty 50-50. It's like whether dwarves can make like a fortress and give you like only a few attacks per turn. I think what people... The good thing is that storm goblins are very good at doing 4 damage a turn. In a lane, for example, a Volt Swapper Witch attack down a lane with a zap. So it's not the worst matchup. And the advantage for Storm Goblins mainly is that Polar Dwarves have very limited assassination tools, so Thrak can play a lot more aggressive than against other factions. Yeah. I think it's pretty 50-50, to be honest. Both have their pros and cons. It's either, a bunch of gates and parapets are just really good in this matchup versus Storm Goblin's ability to play more aggressively just because Thrak is in less danger than against other factions. Oh, at least you don't need a Kite Rider attack. That does it for you. Well, this is a risky attack, but it works. Yeah, nice discharge on the bear. Discharges are really good in this matchup. on either bears or on the golems. Nice. Okay, we get an overcharge. See, Thrak can like play here and not feel like the most damage you can do is basically Ice Ram Bear. But even then, that's not too big of a deal. And Ice Smiths also just die instantly to overcharge, so it's really hard to feel safe with them, or to keep them safe as Polar Dwarves. I will say there is a little bit of a rush at the beginning where Storm Goblins do need to. Against my game Water D, I think one of the reasons I'm running into a little bit of trouble is just because I haven't drawn, or I haven't drawn any gates yet. So it gets a little bit more tricky where you need to keep your gates. Like, Storm Goblins hate it when your gates are clogged. Um, so if you're unable to do something before Polar Dwarves are able to set this wall, it gets hard. See, like, this is really hard to do anything to Savara here. And so now the tables are turning, even though it looked very Storm Goblin favored initially. And also, you really need to kill ice golems fast, otherwise the healing ability just has super value. Ice repair. Ooh, the 0 for 4. Tragic. Very tragic. Alright, we get the Volt Swappers here. Overcharge. I like it. This is a nice play. Especially if you get the parapet here. You get it nice. And then, yeah. Get some good damage. Again, Thrak is like really safe in this matchup. Potentially, oh, 0 for 3. Jesus. But grounded to be safe. Also, I guess the other thing about this matchup is once Svara gets low, the mobility of Polar Dwarves just becomes really bad. Ice Golems can only move a place. Their events, their ramming advance requires Svara to be within 3. So it gets tricky. But you can see how this starts getting tough later on for Storm Goblins. Poor Brighter has the typical Storm Goblin after recharge trauma where just all your cards are Volt Swappers. I don't want Volt Swappers. There should be an option to, if you want to buff Storm Goblins, give them an option to decline putting Storm Goblins into, or putting Volt Swappers into your hand. Damn, a 5 damage. What? The range dice this game have been nuts. I do like the gate on top of the gate. This is sick. All right. Again, this is one of the reasons this matchup is good for. One of the advantages for Storm Goblins is that just the like Thrak is very safe here versus other factions. This would be like very scary. Alrighty, there's a bear. Good news is you have Izek to go back. This game looks pretty over. Um, yeah, grounded just in case there's a. Their last card is Ice Smith, and then it's pretty GG's. Nice game, Raider. Nice game. You were parking aside to say yes. Let's look at a snag, DG. All right. I mean, nice game by both players. Nice comeback by Little Jacob. That's a funny name. Did little Jacob bring Vanguard? Oh my god. Oh, what's up with all these? We also have the other Colleen, something Colleen, who didn't bring Vanguards. All these Vanguard related names who didn't bring Vanguards. For shame. All right, let's watch. I kind of want to watch Vanguards. Now let's watch this. It's gonna take a year though. I'm pretty sure. This Vanguard versus Guild Dwarves sounds like the most long game possible. Let's see how long it is. Let's see how long. If it's like past 50 turns, we will ignore it. Also, like I think if Guild Dwarves won, I'd be less. Your game of that matchup lasted 15 turns, Nestle. Okay, we can we'll watch yours afterwards. All right, this is one of the longer games, but what we can do is we will here I can do my other tab. We will adjust the dice so they're quick dice, and then we will do it. Just because it's an interesting matchup. All right, we have the quick animations down. Let's speed through this game. Oh, round one. I see. Our home roll, which is the current number one person in his group, versus Bradolph, who has been around in the scene for a while. Yeah, they even won a tournament, a Platinum tournament. Great player. They don't play much anymore, but always been a good player. All right, Paladin doing work. Interesting. I think this feels like it should be. I guess Knights are like kind of the X factor, but this kind of feels like it should be hard for Vanguards. But who am I to say? The one thing I guess Vanguard units are pretty beefy in general, which you might struggle with as the Guild Dwarves. All right. Okay, it keeps Blueprint interesting. I guess they only had one card in hand to Blueprint, which would have been the Ballista. The Guild Defender you can't Blueprint. Interesting. Okay, I thought they were going to take inactivity damage. Makes sense not to. This supply cache needs to be moved, though, at some point. All right. Interesting. Blueprints the tower. Tower is kind of useless, I feel like. It sounds better than it is. It's good for assassinations. But, like, surprise 5 dice potentially. Surprise 4 dice. But it's just so much magic. And the other cards in this deck are just so good that it's really hard to ever justify using it. Yeah, I agreed, Nestle. I think it's very, in my head also, I think it feels very Guild Wars favored. Yep. Agreed. I think the main thing here is that there's been no. I think this is the first Baldur's Gate, which Bradolph has drawn, and usually like the big turns. Also, I think one thing. Oh, nice. The tower did something. One thing I think, which is super important in this faction, like similar to how you with the Guild Engineer is actually not the worst, to be fair. But Olden is a little bit stuck in this corner. I think like with Inventor and Olden, you rather not have them in the corner. Even though they have more mobility than the Forge, in terms of Guild Engineer. Olden here is just like allowing this part of the map to kind of suffer. Of not the map, the board. That said, this still looks really decent for Guild Wars. there a Boulder's Gate underneath here? Yeah, there is. Yeah, their last. I think one thing which they suffer from is the last few cards were Boulder's Gate. Boulder's Gate seems really good in this matchup. It just like perpetually makes Sarah unsafe. Why didn't they attack the capital? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Sarah. I mean, I agree, Nestle. They should have attacked Sarah instead of one damage to random engineer. All right. Let's see. They didn't attack the catapult, so Sarah would get an extra attack next turn. Oh, that's sick. Let's see. You're talking about this one on the ballista? Because the supply cache is here, is your point, and Olden with the supply cache here, yeah, especially even with engineer, you can't actually do anything. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize you could build around the tower. Never mind. Tower S tier. Tower is S tier. You do as a supply cache. But yeah, so basically what Nestle's saying is that they kept this catapult alive so that, or not ballista alive, so that Sarah could get 2 attacks and proc Might twice because it was unable to be resummoned, and then also Olden wouldn't be able to do anything there. I didn't realize you could build around. Oh, I guess that's what compound does. I see. Basically making this giant chain. What a weird event. Oh, I see. Okay. But same principle you're talking about. Keeping the unit alive so Sarah can get 2 attacks off on it. Or 2 proc Might twice while being relatively safe, only getting hit for 2 range dice. Sorry, games go really quickly. It's hard to commentate and read chat with, especially with quick dice. Nice positioning. Tower can't move, has to keep attacking the knight. Oh, but even just kills it this turn. Damn. Homeworld's done a great job also keeping their magic high. I can't tell if it's because they're just killing a lot of units or they're doing a good job discarding. Big tower being disrespect on cheese. I honestly didn't know how the tower worked because I've only seen it once, and so I didn't realize you could build off it. I thought it was just initially you could build it. This poor battering ram is just nowhere. Guild engineer, poor guild engineer is slowly pushing this ram, slowly pushing the ram to where they want it to be. Main issue here is Olden is here, and I'm not sure why. This battering ram is slowly running up the board. It's like a pawn in chess trying to be knighted, slowly but steadily. This ram. I guess a 3 out of 3. It's pretty big. Renewed Hope can potentially get us around. Yeah, is able to get us around on plus a Masio, and is even able to get a knight to protect. Okay, just going all in. Interesting. They can still summon another unit here. Yeah. Sick play. That was a really nice Renewed Hope turn by Homeworld. This was a sick game, by the way. Definitely 2 players who deserve being in the final group. Nice game. GG's. Alrighty. It's like play it. The ram is taking a slow bus. This game is really making you reevaluate. This is a bad matchup for Vanguards. I think it is, but there was no Boulder's Gate drawn in the first half of the deck. Boulder's Gate's like super key because Boulder's Gate would allow you to, especially I think there was two turns there where Sarah would have potentially went down to like a 7 really early on if he had Boulder's Gate. If Bradolph had Boulder's Gate. Not sure. I'd have to see it more often. It'd be a cool. It could be the one league matchup per season, which is one of these slow, grindy ones. Yeah, I'm still not convinced, but I could see. I think to be honest, it was just a game where Bradolph made more mistakes than Vanguards did. To be fair, Gildorf is probably arguably the hardest deck in the game to play, or one of the hardest decks in the game to play, versus Vanguard's not the easiest, but it's easier than others. Less decisions you have to make per turn because you just have less abilities in general. Um, all right. Who should we watch another? The problem is that I've seen so many DS versus Gildorfs. Let's watch another game. SC versus DS could be fun. We haven't watched any SC games. Dirty, dirty SC games. What do you guys think? DS versus Gildorfs, SC versus Gildorfs, or are we watching Nestle game? I think we should keep it with the players who are going to make it. We can always watch other players later. I think the matchup is going to be PD Gildor, which honestly sounds even slower than this matchup. Yep, yep. Would you rather always watch the DRSC? Let's do that then. And also we have Magnifico there. Magnifico did well. Did well. Just to make sure my Nussie game is not going. I'm running low. Alrighty. Let's watch it. Ascriel. I guess they play a lot of damn, they got 2 silver medals in deck building. That's sick. I knew I remember their name from somewhere. I guess it was deck building. All right. This is one way I've seen people approach the foxes. I mean, not the foxes. Ooh, nice use. But actually, I'm curious. Is Firestorm a must play against foxes? It must. I think you keep both copies against foxes. Yeah, I think so. I think against foxes when you're playing DR, Firestorm might be a keep versus like usually it's like a discard if you don't use it that turn. It's just so good. 1 damage plus being able to force a unit is just really good in this matchup against the part and just low health units in general. Damn, Cole Inferno coming in. Talul there though. this is quite aggressive though. Wait. Let's go back. I'm a little bit confused here. Why didn't Magnifico go over here? I have to ask Magnifico. I don't know why did Pyra take damage? Pyra is suicidal. I think he thinks that he needs to go all in, maybe. But this why didn't Magnifico put Pyra on the other side? Maybe he's just like, I need to kill Faerun as quickly as possible. But Pyra just takes a lot of free damage here, especially against foxes, which have so many different ways of yeah. This is Pyra is just potentially dead this turn, or almost dead. uh, I guess they're afraid of a double attack on Pyra versus 1 damage here. I think you just don't go for this thing, to be honest. Keep Pyra safe. I think it was just a little bit of a misplay. A little bit too aggressive. Why does Magnifico have to throw his games and not this one against me? Yeah, I think it just was overall a mistake. It's not worth killing a... It was tempting, but not... At least he got the 10 health gate. That is exciting. But sad thing is that Askrik still has 2 gates, which is a little bit unfortunate, especially 2 gates in the top half of their deck on the turn which he needs them. But yeah, this is Magnifico. I like how both 10 health gates are almost dead also. I'm expecting some type of sick kill for the win here. Look, I just going for the safe. Ooh, is there a Ghost Walk play here? Let's see. I think it's more Ghost Walk to get to safety, if I had to guess. Yeah, Ghost Walk to the Stag, I'm assuming. Yep. Thought I was gonna see some crazy combo. Alright, this is looking pretty miserable for the Drakes. Maybe if you could kill this gate, you could still keep it relatively stable, but without killing this gate, I mean, it's hard to kill that gate. It takes at least 2 attacks, and then, yeah. All right, the Hawk for the win. GG's. Yeah, just a little bit of a brain lapse by Magnifico that one turn. Because I don't think there's any really... I understand the want to kill foxes at any given point because they're so annoying. But yeah, tragedy. I guess the other idea is that this fox, potentially this gate dies next turn if this fox lives. That said, I mean, this is like pretty juicy Coal Inferno. Huh. You could probably quick strike instead. Wait, no, you can summon Coal Inferno then. I guess it's not a Coal Inferno turn. Maybe that's the play. Get some value with Firestorm here. Ember Outrider. Ember Outrider also seems really good in this matchup. Yeah, this would be I think this is an interesting league matchup. It could be one way favored than another, but I think overall both have their tricks. Firestorm is very good with the auto ping damage. It's instant kill ghosts. True. All right, let's go to this group. Is there air in Dark Thrami? That's what I want to see. It's currently being played. Let's see how it looks. In tradition, we should watch an Aaron game. We could watch the Aaron Bean easily, but no, I can't watch that. Swamp Orcs versus Crimson Order. I mean, Chosen Grove is just basically the Orcs start chopping, and there's really nothing Chosen Grove can do. Chosen Grove just get chopped by the Orcs. That's a terrible matchup to watch. Let's watch the Panopticon game though. 2 great players. All right, let's see this. I'm assuming it's Aaron's turn. Yeah, it's Aaron's turn. Okay. Looks dangerous. That said, it is cloaks, so potentially Pyro dies in a turn or 2. So still could be anyone's game. 15 cards, 7. I mean, it is looking. If I had to bet, I'd say it's probably more favored for Dark Thrami, but who knows? Where is the Snag DG game? I'm parked in the middle of the highway waiting. Why are you parked in the middle of the highway, Kowloon? We can watch a DG game, but there are cars honking at me. All right, for the sake of the cars around you, we can watch Snag lose to Sand Goblins. The problem is the other games have not been played. I guess we could watch some of his first round games if you want. I was imagine Kowloon just clogging a lane, just with his phone, trying to watch the Snag game. All right, just for you, Kowloon, we'll watch a Snag Frog game, and for those poor cars you're blocking. Double Warden, kind of nice. Get 2 boosts from this. My lucky 2 out of 2. I do like this gate for Sand Goblins in a lot of different areas. Staggered gates are really nice. Sand Goblins just because of carry on Krusk. They do get the nuts though. This is the nuts starting hand, or nuts. You get Thruster, and basically you get Mega Negate turn 3, which is really nice. Or turn 3, turn 4. Ooh, okay. This boost economy is really nice. 2 nice Wardens, and if they die, you have Eldrith to soak up all the boosts. This is a really nice boost setup by Snag. 3 turn activity. You're guessing gonna be one of those. Gets the 2 for 2. Doesn't the Scavenger get it? Nope, Scavenger. But at least the nice play by Brighter later, because the Scavenger is at least safe from one flank. So wouldn't need the 2 for 2 from the Warden. Ooh, the rare 2 hits with the turret. I like it. Is Aldred still in? Yes, within 3. Cool. Gets the strong potion. Oh, sad. Swords are not hitting this game. But this is looking good for Snag. I like it. So far, some boosts have been used on the Seer. Interesting that's only 3 boosts. Usually I do the 5 boosts, but kind of makes sense. Basically becomes like a range unit. Nice. Sacrifices the Scavenger, also gets a lot of units. Nice biter, double sacrifice play. Oh, concoct. Always great to see the champions from the frogs. We get strong potion back. Gets the 4 out of 4. That's pretty big. They do have Clink in hand, but not enough magic to summon it. And they do have the second thruster, so not a bad hand to have. Next up. All right, thruster on Krusk. Oh, interesting gate here. I guess you don't want Krusk to get hit. Yeah, the swords have not been hitting this game by both players. Alrighty. This champion I think is really good. Muradin, ever since the nerf, it might be a must play in some matchups, I think. It's just like worst case, you just get a card back for like an extra magic back at the end of the turn. It's really good. Is it after? Okay, so it's immediately to your hand. Okay, cool. So it's not at the bottom of your draw pile, or not. It's not on the top of the draw pile. But now you're getting the typical Sand Goblins double thruster shenanigans. Double thruster is so good. But yeah, looking like a very close game. Not sure if any detonates have been used yet. I'm big keeping track. All right, now we got the super gate. This is a sick. You basically get 4 damage here. Oh, does he get the 2 for 2? Doesn't go for it. I would definitely have just motored this. It's just so much value. But I can understand not wanting to. You want to, especially if your last few cards are good. Oh yeah, your last 3 cards are really good. Never mind. Those are detonate, slits, and biter. You do want to keep. I mean, biter you can get rid of, but slits and detonate you definitely want to keep. So makes sense not to motor there. The order there was wrong by Krusk. If he did the reverse order, he would have done 4 damage to the Warden. That's funny. I mean, not that you can know, but just funny how that works. Oh, try to go for the win there, sad. Even getting Krusk down to 2 would have been big there, because then, damn, the Sand Goblin Clink is just now just going to do work. But even if Krusk goes down to 2, you still have a Swift Potion. Would have been big for Snag. Nice Swiftness Potion. Nice snipe with the biter. Pushing in, I like it. Yeah, Clink endgame. Scavenger Clink endgame is pretty disgusting. That's really good. But yeah, it still looks, especially if you can get the 5-on-4 here. This is a big 5-on-4. Oh, it gets the 4 for 4. It doesn't even use the strong potion. What am I saying? Doesn't even thinks they don't even need the strong potion. Just goes for it and hits it. Damn. Damn. Yeah, Sand Goblin's games are always fun to watch. Such a well-made deck. All right, we get the first detonate. Crust down to 1 is pretty big also. Still has a giant swift potion though, so. Ooh, for the 3-for-3. Nice. You get it? Nice. GG's. Kind of all in, but I can definitely see why you wanted to. It would have been. I mean, I think it's possible, but especially with 4 boosts on Swift Potion, it gets very tricky here. Very well played by both players. Yeah, their hand was pretty sick also, so probably was the right decision actually to go for it. I mean, Slits is really good. Double Motor Boost Thruster. You could argue you could go for a long game, but it just leaves more chance for uncertainty. Goes for the Slits all in. Nice. I definitely see the argument for it. You could argue Slits, like just playing defensive with Slits is also good with double Thruster turret, but I think the issue comes to this 5 boost Seer just becomes a nightmare to deal with. So hard to know. Hard to know. Yeah, I don't know. It worked out though, so I guess. And it was a very, like, the range on Slits there was nuts. So sick play. Great game by both players. I think that was a very well played by both. So far, only really good games. All right, let's watch this Aaron Panopticon game. This is a league matchup. I like how we're watching only winning matchups from the top seed, and then for Aaron, we're watching a losing a losing game. Panopticon watches the stream a lot, so that's what I'll say. Aaron, if you want me to watch your game more, I like it going for this forward gate. Nice, and gets it. If you want me to watch a winning game from you, Eric, you either have to, Aaron, you have to win the tournament, or you have to watch the stream more. Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, I agree. Brighter. That's a good point. Yeah, call deck plus swiftness would have made it a nightmare to try to get away from call deck. No, that's very smart. Look, a 3-for-3 is a coin flip, so it's a slightly less than a coin flip, but it's a definitely a good shot. Oop, sorry. I've been missing the game. You can stop blocking traffic now. Yeah, I think the Swift Potion kind of makes it really hard to keep Crust safe. And also, he had 3 more really. He had 2 Warriors and a Warden, so a good chance you wouldn't have won. Fun game so far. All right. Gathering Song reposition. It's very nice. You can't Gathering Song champ. Oh, okay. The range dice have not a. Oh my god, that turn. Do they at least get this? Yeah, they do. Okay, nice. After 2 terrible whiffs. Zaruk is probably dead, but was able to get some value this game. Fun fact, that's the first time I play against DG. Yeah, DG would not play that well, but that's sick that you're able to get the win. Especially against arguably the best DG player currently. Ever since Magnifico started playing other factions. But yeah, it was very well played by both players. Alright, second Gathering Song. Damn, these Stewards have been rolling well, I will say that. Zaruk and the Stewards have been getting the rolls they need. The other turn was terrible in terms of the dice, but ooh, sick. Blocking gates. Gate blocking Swamp Orcs is something you rarely see, but cool to see. Yeah, this always feels bad using they have to do this, but this forward vine gates always feels shitty. Ideally, you'd want it in a more protected spot, but especially no Sky Salts have been played. You need to be careful here as Muglug at 8. All right, nice uses of sage positioning has been very good. The sages have gotten so much value off strong. Okay, just clearing the swamp. I like it. Ava potentially can get hit, but that would not be a bad thing. Given Ava at 10, no way for Muglug to double attack there. There would have been, but it would have to been like an all-in trying to go for 10 for 10. All right. Ooh, we got the Battle Song Sky Assault. Let's see. That's so funny. Oh, looking like GG's. GG's. Even if you had whiff, though, that was a very nice game by you, Panopticon. GG's. What are the odds of that, actually? It's interesting. So let's see. So it's probably pretty decent, actually. Let's see. So it's 3 attacks, 3 bow, 4 bow with worthy. It's probably like, I bet you it's like 60%. 4 sword. I mean, MVP of that game was definitely the, damn, it's an 87% chance? Who would have thought? That's sick. That's so sick. Yeah, the sages have an MVP. I think the most thing which I'm most impressed about this game is, or I guess not most impressed by, but one of the things I'm super impressed by this game is the use of sages. Both these sages were just got so much value this game. Just being able to stay safe and also give their strong aura the entire game. But damn, on 9, it's a 70% chance. I would never have expected that. Worthy dice are nuts. Sick game. Alrighty. You watched Homeworld Bradolph. Did you watch? Yeah, we did watch a Caster game. We watched this. All right, on to the 2 more groups. Or 3 more groups. 2 more groups. All right, Phobos. What did you play? You played Tree. We could watch a Tree game, but they lost both their Tree games. And I don't want to watch Tree versus Vampires or Tree versus Tree Phoenix Elves sounds fun, but it kind of makes sense. Phoenix Elves won there. I think that does sound like a Phoenix Elves favorite matchup. I can watch a Polar Dwarves game. Polar Dwarves versus Cloaks. That sounds fun. Let's do that. Polar Dwarves, Cloaks. And then we'll end with a Solitaire game. And then I need to play my turn after I eat. Making some pizza tonight. Got some Trader Joe's pizza dough. Gonna make some pizza sauce. Have a nice pizza. But it's super cool. I mean, I think every single game we've watched today has been super high level. Like, I think it's one of the, like, normally you watch really fun games, but I think it's rare to have a game where I think I think every single game we've watched so far has been very high level, which makes sense. It's getting to it's the top players in each group, but still, it's still very impressive by everyone who's been playing, or whose games we've watched. All right, let's watch a let's watch a Polar Dwarves game. Polar Dwarves Cloaks. This is a long one though. God damn, long factions. Alright, able to get the frost. Alright, where's the Moto Boots going on? Moto Boot Sniper sick. Moto Boot Sniper as always. Oh my god. 1 for 5, damn. Nope. At least the dice are fair between both players. Too bad the sniper doesn't have an upgrade on it. I've been having a lot of fun in my. I've been playing my game against CH against Nosy. It's very fun to have a gunner sniper. Is very fun. I mean, hand cannon gunner is very fun. All right, we're getting out of shadows play. Interesting. All right, gets it. Ooh, range dice are not happy here. So far, should have been down to 8 if dice were good. I'm not sure if it's worth it, to be honest. I think in this matchup, you definitely discard out of shadows. I think if I were to play this matchup, I would aim to go for um, ranged game. Try to get Admiral out. Admiral seems amazing in this matchup. Get Admiral out. Discard 1 or 2 out of shadows. Always threaten it. And then just win on having better units than uh, than Polar Dwarves do. We've watched some amazing games so far, Exile. We've watched basically we've watched Swamp Orcs versus the Birds, which was a very fun game. We watched 2 Brighter games, which are both incredible. We watched a really nice. I think the one of the most impressive ones so far has been the. Uh, no, they've all been pretty impressive. But we watched a really nice Vanguards game by I forgot who. Vanguards versus Guild Dwarves. This is a cute play. At the same time, gunners are like super important. I very much. Is a gunner worth an ice golem? It probably is, to be honest. Is it? I'll have to think about that. Magic wise, it is, but in terms of value in this matchup, I could make a good argument it's not, to be honest. I think gunners are your best unit in this matchup. Gunners and snipers. Probably gunners a little bit more. Um, Ice golems are your best friend in a certain way. Not sure. Damn. Does he get it? Oh, he gets the 5 for 5. My God. Range dice are going back and forth. You feel like there had to be a way to trap blocks there? Potentially. Potentially. I like this Frost Mage here is Frost Mage here is a you can't the issues you can't trap with Moto Boots. With Moto Boots you can always go through units. Moto Boots goes through everything besides champions. No, it goes through everything. Yeah, Moto Boots would be the out. So it's really hard to Vlox. It's really hard to surround just between Moto Boots and also the back row stuff. Oh, we get the triple. This is sick. Triple attack down lane. Three bears. Yep, the 3 bear hand. Ice Ram Bear, is this it? Do we see it? What's the odds of this? It must be pretty high. Damn. Damn. Is a defensive out of shadows. So, interesting. Okay, I guess a dice. Moves the machinist during with versatility. Has a nice hand, ending hand, I guess. Main issue here is that Vox is so low, so you can't really leverage Vox's health to do crazy stuff. And also, again, this is why, like, imagine if you had a gunner here. You could do, like, some crazy keep away. Um, Interesting. Was there a kill there? I don't know. Or a kill attempt. Yeah, doing keep away with gunner. Wait. Wait, does he lose? Okay, he does have dagger. I thought he was going to lose to inactivity damage. Yeah, now sees it. Why blocks, though? Oh, killing his own gates. Why is he killing his own gates? He needs Phobos to come to him. Svara's at 7. Blocks is at 2. I don't know why you're killing your own gates there. Anyways, I guess the idea is they have no more units to summon, so it doesn't matter. But GG's. Interesting. Nice game. I always love seeing a giant sniper. The fact that this is still close just shows you how like nutty. Oh, nice dice, Jesus! How nutty cloaks are as a deck. Ooh, next gets a 3 out of 3. Like, there's no reason this game is close. Some nice dice, I guess. Wait, was there a kill there? No, Gunner's too far away. Ooh. All right. There's a chance. Yeah, no chance. All right, we're just gonna watch a bunch of rounds of this. Just keep away. Oh my god. All right, we're not watching this, guys. All right, is there a way to fast forward this? Oh, he forgot about Svara able to move abilities. That's funny. GG's. It would have been a little bit risky if Vlox had went sort of. If Vlox had went a 3 for 3 for a 2 for 2, chance here that Svara still loses. Crazy. Huh. Crazy. Crazy game so far. All right, let's watch a solitaire game. Definitely a Fungal Dwarves game. I mean, Solitaire's factions are so amazing. Fungal Dwarves, Crimson Order, Guild Dwarves, and Frogs. Like, my god. This guy is so watchable. Should you watch a Frogs game? Like, look how amazing this. My god. Solitaire, I love you. What an amazing group of fractions to bring. All right, I'm thinking between the Frogs Tundra Orcs game is one, or the Fungal Dwarves Fallen Kingdoms game is the other. I think I want to see Frogs Tundra Orcs. That sounds like fun. We don't see enough Frogs, anyways. Especially because they're newer than I've seen a lot of Fungal Dwarves games, even though they're not played too much these days. I haven't seen too many new Frogs, so always good to see a new Frogs game. I want to see how he won against Trias Esti. Yeah, we can watch that afterwards. This one seems like a shorter game. I played that matchup, and it's a weird one. It's a very strange matchup. It's a one-of-a-kind matchup. Let's say it that way. for glory. Oh, Charger lives is pretty big. Huh. Getting rid of the Warden is nice. The fact that these two units also live is nuts. That's like very unlikely. Mm-mm. All right, gets the dice, gets a forward gate. It does seem like a matchup. So traditionally, this was a matchup back when frogs were super broken. This was a matchup which was Tundra Orcs favored. Just because Tundra Orc could be one of the few factions. And it was not. Sorry, that's not true. It was not Tundra Orcs favored, but Tundra Orcs was one of the factions who could do the best against them in their broken state, just because of the fact that they could run at you and try to kill you before your boost economy started rolling. I think now it's probably Tundra Orcs favored, but yeah, curious to see how this game goes. You can see why. Just like a lot of these units are just dying in a single turn. Nice use of Swift Potion. Swift Potion is arguably the best event in the game. This card is so good, so versatile, so good. Swift Potion is like a disgusting, up there with Thruster, up there with huh. Oh, blocks the gate. Nice play. Nice play by Rand. Basically, trying to keep Ragnar safe is the idea behind that. But then just gets. Oh, what were the rolls there? My God, did this guy just roll a 9 for 9? What happened here? Or was it just 6? Just 6, I think. No, no, it's not. It was an 8 for 8. Damn. 8 for 8. Damn, Grognak got punished. That's a relatively safe and still in a okay position. Getting some extra boost is nice. If they're able to clear the board here, it still looks like they should be okay-ish. Oh. Never mind, Swift Potion is a thing. Ooh, whiffs it. Pretty big. Ooh, they do have Poison Potion. Maybe Poison Potion's actually MVP here. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Alright. That was a risky for glory, but gets it. Able to get some good dice with it. I can see it, though. You kind of do have to take a little bit of risks here. This is just a Swift Potion MVP game. Oh. Wait. Okay. Yeah, so this is guaranteed. Nice play. Really sick play. With a Smasher, that's guaranteed. With the Strong Potion. Alright, let's see that again. Because I was curious. I was going to ask why I didn't. I mean, I guess it didn't matter, to be honest. Because you need 6 dice total. They could have taken the Strong Potion from the Hecatea. I guess the idea here is that you want to Strong Potion the Seer. That way you can get 2 boosts and an extra Strong Potion attack on, or extra dice with Hecatea. So very nice play by Solitaire. Yeah, Swift Potion was MVP there. Swift Potion was sick. All right, let's end on a nice Storm Goblins game. Tree versus Storm Goblin. Nice play. Yeah, that game came down to 1 turn. Just Swift Potion doing 8 damage in a turn. Like I'm not even sure that was a mistake by Ran. It just was they went for a play, they got punished for it. Every play comes with its risks, right? And just like Kowloon said, Swift Potion just did so much work that game. Alrighty, let's see how Tree deals with the zappage. Okay, solid start. I always hate having Thrak here, but I think it's worth it for the zap in that case. Ideally, I'd always want a unit here, but you can only really have a another Vault Swapper or a Kite Rider. For this reason, like Thrak, this is why I hate Thrak here. For this reason, uh, looks like they have potentially a go back and uh, huh. Yeah. Trying to see if they can do that. Yeah, grounded. Okay, looks very solid for ST here. We get a summer. Issue here is oh, it doesn't move back. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought they had autumn. They did not have an autumn. I was gonna say it didn't move back the. Oh, I tried to go for the snipe on the Stag Rider. Sad. Also whiffed on the Seed Bear was very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. All right, get the trample out. Able to kill the witch. Strider lives though. I think they're running out of witches though. This is the third witch. At least they have a forward gate. Got a trample. Hopefully, idea would be they get a Sire Rider gets a 2, and then they can bring it back next turn with overcharge. Not overcharge, with recharge. Forward gate is doing work. I think this gate's always necessary against factions like Storm Goblins. Makes it harder to get the zappage. Also spreads out your army a little bit. I do not think I would have. I think. Oh, they did have seasons. Never mind. Yeah. With seasons, you have to go back. I was gonna say normally I would not move Thrak back. I didn't see Solitaire had a 6 magic, or was it 5 magic? 6 magic. Yeah. No, makes sense. You have to in that situation. 20 shocks. I mean, I've seen it happen. 20 turns of shockage. Overcharge. Gonna get some big damage on seasons. Gets the Seed Bearer attack. Is Kite Rider gonna kill itself is the main question. Nope. All right, a little bit scary. You do have to go for the What is this? I think this is a big misplay. Why? Seasons needs to die this turn, so I would have sacrificed Thrak's health here. Seasons is just getting way too much value. Yeah, I think that's a big misplay by on wall. Get Thrak in there. Thrak gets hit for potentially 5 next turn, but who cares? You're against Tree. You're fine. I guess Tree did hit the gate. I think that's the last witch also. So Brighter was asking how this matchup was won. Turns out gate destruction. Gate destruction is how you lose. Because I think Storm Goblins, if they had a gate... Oh, this gate is... I guess you have to. Here, maybe? Here? Eh... Or maybe just behind Thrak. I don't know. I feel like this gate is a little bit too far out of the way. I understand why, but... Huh. I mean, hard position either way. Are able to get the 2 for 2. Ooh, got the 3 for 3 also. It's an uprooted Nimid though. So maybe not the... Oh, that's brutal. I think Storm Goblins would have been in a winning position if not for their 10 health gate dying. I mean, I guess what's their last few cards? They had Braca. I think I would not have. I don't think I would have. That was a mistake. Not sure why you circuit there. Not sure why you circuit. Especially because they have 0 cards, right? I think this is still winnable, to be honest, as Storm Goblins. Alright, wait, it bugged out, so they didn't have 0 cards. So what happened here? So they have 3 cards, okay. Yeah, still, though. You're losing. Bear is a bait. You can win this with just a bunch of units, I think. No, I mean, it's still probably lost, but... I guess they wanted the... I don't know. I think they were just mistakes made by Storm Goblins. Anyways, I'll call it for today. I'll probably stream again. Tomorrow's Friday. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna definitely stream. I'll make I will release an announcement today. Me and Vexer are gonna be streaming the Turtle Terror finals between Ciabatta and Tasty Teddy Bear on Saturday at noon Eastern time. I'll send out a I will send out a Discord message today. Yep, should be a great finals. I've heard that it's a really fun one. Yep, Vexer will be back. I'm not sure if he's coming back to the game, but he's coming back. He asked me to, if you guys have any questions for him, feel free to ask. Yeah, he will be back for this to cast the finals. It'll be fun to see him. Alrighty, I'm gonna eat something and then take my turns. And then, yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.